You're listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
Engage. 78 years have passed since the days of the original USS Enterprise. Now a new Galaxy Star ship has been designed.
Transporter Chief, beam our listeners aboard. Welcome to Galaxy Class, a Star Trek Next Generation podcast on BQN. I'm your host who's just trying to make it through to the end of term and the Christmas holidays. It's been an actual struggle. My name is Joe Keegan, because I haven't said that yet. That's how much of a struggle it's been. Joined with me today is Councillor Amy Nelson. Amy.
Hello.
Hello. And to kind of almost complete the infiltration of all good things, we have Head of Xenolinguistics, Mark White. Hello.
And woof to our furry friends.
Indeed, yes, woof back. It feels like there's an intruder alert. And we don't have an intruder alert sound effect, but we do have that. We've been warded by all good things.
You're listening to All Good Things, the Star Trek Universe podcast. Oh wait, no. Sorry.
The way I'm like, I
was
need
confused.
what's my Thomas Riker if I'm going to be split into two podcasts?
Oh,
Mary?
And Mary Ann. Let's go with Mary Ann.
Mary Ann
Nelson, yes.
Mary Ann Nelson.
Mine's would be David Keegan, because that's my middle name.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, what's yours?
Oh, it would be this is actually a thorn in my side, because it would be
what's your
Jason.
middle name? Mark, tell us. Jason.
Yeah, and it's a thorn in my side because Andy likes to call me that. My partner Andy just likes to refer, and I keep telling him, I'm like, that's not my name. He's like, I like to call you that. I'm like, okay.
It's a special name for you.
Yeah. That's cute. I like it.
I like Jason. That's a good, strong, nice
Jesus.
middle name.
What have
I feel like I want to Google Jason White and serial killer in the same Google phrase to see what I get. So I think it may
Oh
get
my god. There's all kinds of skeletons in my closet. You don't know. You don't know about Jason White.
Actually, white skeletons, yes.
Or the skeleton in the bulkhead, so to speak.
Oh.
Only Troy can find it.
Really?
That's right.
Is that a telepathic skeleton as well?
Yes.
It's been dead for decades. Oh dear.
You don't know me like that. How was that? Utopia Planitia? Back in the day?
Back in the day, indeed. We are, Amy, this has been like 3 weeks now, but it's just been you and I. I know we've got Mark this week, but long ago, once in a land far away, we used to have other hosts.
Yeah. I mean, I think Santa Claus might be to blame. I think he's being naughty.
What was their? I can't even remember their names. Was it
Kyle,
Carl, Angela,
Ronalda, Renafa,
Ruafo?
Yeah,
Ruafo, and who else?
Rilella.
Kelly.
Oh my
Kelly rings a bell. Yeah, so what's happening with our Rhea and Kevin and Rhea?
Yes, well, it is busy time for Santa, and Kevin does a fabulous job spreading Christmas joy to his fellow people
Canadians,
up in Canada. Yes,
from the great country of Canada. Yeah,
yes.
Joe, I would say that if you'd like to know what's going on with Kevin or Santa, you can check out the Hive Mind podcast this month for a limited time only. You can hear It's Green, where I interview Kevin, aka Santa, and he talks about what's been happening. So there you go. It's limited time this month only. You can hear It's Green on the regular way through wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah, so subscribe or find it. It's under the Hive Mind.
Okay, but know in future that plugs are chargeable and you will be getting our invoice.
Okay, how much latinum do I owe you, Quark?
Like a billion, yeah. A million fifillion. Yes, and Rhea is obviously involved in her avian studies, learning to become a bird, growing wings, trying to get through flight school. Apparently, she messaged earlier that she has to take a nighttime flight and stop at 9 different airports.
Yes.
It's like, can you imagine going on vacation and having to stop at 9 different airports?
I just thought about Rhea the red-nosed reindeer, and she could be working with Kevin.
Yes, she's flying Kevin around. Oh my
Yeah, in the
gosh.
sleigh.
Does Santa not work by magic, though?
Rhea is magic.
Rhea's magic.
Okay. That I was reading the history of Christmas this week, or listening to the audiobook version at least, by Bill Bryson. Do you know Bill Bryson? He's an American, but moved to England when he was younger. So he's like he's an author. He's wrote a ton of books. He's really good. But the history of Christmas is really interesting. And he mentions some studies that were done on Santa, basically how fast he would have to go. Like 500 times the speed of sound, and he'd have to deliver to so many hundreds of children every second throughout the night. And he would consume, if he was to eat all the mince pies and all the milk that was left and all the sherry, he would consume something like 9 billion calories in a 12-hour period. That's why he's so fat. Yeah, it's interesting. Anyways.
Well, that's fun to always look at the math behind things.
And the
like
science, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, but Santa, not science, Santa is real.
Indeed.
Do you guys have advent calendars?
Yes.
No, but they're fun.
Oh, okay. I don't have it. I don't really like chocolate, so I don't have one.
I'm waiting to get the advent calendar wine edition.
It'd be big and heavy, wouldn't it? Or would it just be miniatures?
Yeah, little miniature ones.
You'd know what? You'd have a wee miniature, then we go, that was nice, I want another one. So you'd end up just opening all 24 doors.
Right.
On the 1st of December.
Right. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
December 1st.
Yeah. They've been hungover for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Yes.
You just go on Amazon and order another 24 advent calendars, wouldn't you? Nice. Okay. Let's check the communication array to see if we have any comments from our listeners.
Logs accessed.
We have none.
We have none.
Well, do you know, that's my fault. Yesterday, I got through yesterday with the skin of my teeth, and I posted the social media for yesterday's episode today. So yeah, I blame myself.
Oh shoot! You could have told me. I would have done it for you.
No, it's fine. Do you know what? I totally forgot that it had to be done. So I couldn't have told you to do it because
you forgot.
I noticed you posted the socials, and I gotta say, I don't know, that artwork is pretty fire from last week.
Oh yeah.
Is it? Yes, we have to thank Mark White, our co-host today, for doing the artwork.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice. And I think with that art went through a couple of iterations, didn't it?
Oh yeah, but that's fun for me. I love the collaborative nature when I'm working with any of the podcasts here on the network, and I've tossed out something, and then they say back, "Well, this is kind of cool, but what if you tried it with this color or this font, or what if you went in this direction?" To me, that's fun. I love it most when I'm getting feedback and there's collaboration. So when I did the first round of art, and then I heard back a little bit of feedback, I was like, okay, cool, let's try this then. And I get jazzed up about it. It's more fun for me that way.
Because the first one was like Halloween horror.
Oh, it was so great. Oh, listeners, if you could only see it.
It was like, that doesn't speak of
Thanksgiving. It was like an album cover of a death metal band, and it was like Sir Patrick was just all like kind of like this dark blood red against a black background, and I loved it.
Involved in satanic worship, I assume. Yeah, the bridge was styled as a pentagram in this episode.
Oh, I'll have to put that up on Patreon for our supporters so they can see what
Yeah.
marvelous
Oh,
art
that's
it
a good
was.
idea. Yeah.
The second iteration went all Easter.
Went very bright.
Yeah, and I was like, about a couple of months too early.
You told me to color it up.
I did.
Yeah. Yellow is not a Christmas color, Mark. Just FYI for future.
It's gold, thank you. And gold
Well,
is.
The gold didn't come through. It looked more like Easter chick yellow.
But the artwork for this episode with Sir Patrick Stewart looks great with the writing going vertical and how you like took the picture we provided, but then like cut him out. Listeners, I do not Photoshop anything. So to me, it's spectacular, and put it on our own background that you designed. It looks great.
It's fun. I do a lot of the artwork. If the listeners are curious, with a program, it's called Procreate for iPad. It's only $10, and you don't have to subscribe. It's just you get access to everything all at once, and it's a little bit like to do things that are Photoshop like. It takes a little extra effort because it is more of a drawing program, but I'm learning as the more and more I do artwork for the different shows, the more I'm learning and growing with my skills with it, and it's so much fun. So if you got an iPad and an Apple Pencil, download Procreate. It's a lot of fun just playing around.
I can't draw, and I love Procreate. It's very cool.
Oh, sweet! I didn't know you played with Procreate too. Sweet.
Yeah, like you know how people that like to draw do stick figures.
Yeah,
that's entirely me.
You got to post it for our Patreon supporters to see your stick figures. Bonus content.
Sure.
I feel like that's not going to happen.
$10 a month. You can't see my stick figures. Could be money maker. My stick figures might be amazing, but nobody knows apart from me. So yeah, listeners, send us some feedback. Stop being lazy. I know I forgot, but get the finger out and do it.
I got a finger out right now.
It's a family-friendly podcast, Mark. So yeah, let's keep it clean. Let's move on.
This is the captain. Senior officers will report to my ready room immediately.
I love that music. It's so eerie. What is the episode is that from?
It's got to be a season 1.
Oh no, it feels like season 3.
Oh.
Like roundabout best of both worlds. Like that eeriness. I don't know. We have to listeners, if you know what that sound effect's from, let us know, please. That'd be great. And we'll read it out in the feedback section.
Yes.
That you never work to fill up. Today we are going to start a new series on Galaxy Class. We have already completed the character profile series, and we did all the main crew. We did Captain Picard and Riker and Data and everybody, and then some of the side characters like Q and Guinan and other people. But we're going to kind of switch up a bit and do an actor profile series. And so we thought, who else to start with but none other than Sir Patrick Stewart. So we're going to be talking about the life and works of Sir Pat Stew in this episode. And then maybe in a few weeks' time, we'll talk about Sir Walreich or Sir John Frack. Yeah?
Yeah.
So,
do you remember his nickname? You were there at the STLV SPS?
I don't know. You said a lot of letters there, and none of them were words.
Sir Patrick Stewart, SPS.
SPS.
I think it was, it wasn't STLV. I'm sorry. I think it was one of those Star Trek days during the pandemic. And I was watching him on Zoom or something. And one of the fans that was on with them was like, SPS, that's my nickname. And then it sort of took off from there. It was cute.
I've never heard that before. So thanks for that, Amy. What first thing, have any of us met Sir Patrick?
I've only seen him from afar as I sit in my seat at STLV and have him introduce that he is coming back.
Oh, Amy. Right there.
Right there with you, Joe.
And you know the story, listeners, you've heard me say it a million times before, that I couldn't actually see the stage for tears streaming out my face because
Everyone
we
was
were getting
crying.
TNG back. But luckily, I had my phone up and I was recording the whole thing. So I've got that memory. Mark, what about you? Have you met him, or what are your experiences with him?
Yeah, so I have some pretty warm memories of spending time in a location where Patrick Stewart once walked. Meaning that when I went to school for broadcast journalism, and so the first year we got to take a trip in college down to New York City, and we went to different television studios and whatnot. And I remember walking around the NBC studios, and we went and toured where Saturday Night Live was filmed and whatnot. And if you remember, in the 90s, Sir Patrick Stewart, he hosted Saturday Night Live. And I'm going to talk about that later when we dive into his history with comedy. So that was exciting.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a full episode of SNL, because it's obviously American production. I think I might be able to see it over here, but it's not part of our kind of cultural narrative, so to speak. My experience with Patrick Stewart was forced to some extent. When they did the TNG cast photo shoot at STLV, I surprised you in by paying something ridiculous like $750 for a 2-second photo with the entire TNG cast. I don't think Jonathan Frakes was there. Was that one of the many times that he'd called up to say he couldn't make it, which is fine. I think he was maybe directing Discovery at that point. But so you walk in from one side and you stand, you get a picture taken. Marina Sirtis recognises you because you've had many interactions before, but then I stop between Patrick Stewart and LeVar Burton, and like I anchor my feet to the floor, and I'm not moving until I get out what I have to say, and I'm just like talking at them. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying that I love you or something. Like, I grew up watching you. You are the best human being ever. And then kind of not security, but the people that are there are trying to kind of usher me and kind of unwedge me from my position.
And you're all firmly planted talking.
All I can remember is seeing Patrick Stewart's face, and he's just like nodding, big eyed. I'm like, I'm saying words to you. Listen to my words. Yeah, it's funny. So that's my own experience of meeting him and seeing him, like saying he's coming back for Picard as well. So.
Wow. So you've had the closest interaction out of all three of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It wasn't, do you know what? It wasn't, it is what it is. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't brilliant. I was just was that our first convention? I was just so excited our first Star Trek Las Vegas. So I was just so excited to be there. I think.
So Patrick Stewart was born and raised in Yorkshire, England. July 13th is his birthday, 1940. He has 2 older brothers, was raised by his mom and dad. They were a pretty poor household, and his father was abusive. His father actually served in World War II and participated in the Dunkirk evacuation and was diagnosed much, much later with what we now know as PTSD. So I think that's what partially Patrick Stewart, credits the war for his abusive father. I did find it interesting that he was born without a middle name, just like me, Amy Nelson, no middle name. But he did in the 1980s come up with a middle name for himself, Hughes, that he used because there was another actor, Patrick Stewart, already in the Screen Actors Guild. So he just wanted, Joe, if you could choose your own middle name, what would you choose?
Well, okay, I have middle names already. So I was brought up Catholic, yeah. Oh. So When I was born, I know Mark laugh. Yeah, I laugh at it all the time. My middle name that my parents gave me was David. Yeah, I don't know why David. My mum wanted to call me Benjamin. Yeah,
Wow.
but my dad wanted to call me Joseph because my dad's Joseph and my paternal grandfather was Joseph, so I got the name Joseph. And one of them must have chosen David for me. Being brought up Catholic, you get to pick a name when you're sitting or you're being confirmed, which happens when I think you're in, for me, 7th grade, primary 7 for me, so which will be around about your 7th grade. And confirmation is when you get visited by the Holy Spirit, kind of 1/3 of that part of the Holy Trinity, and he bestows upon you many gifts like wisdom and awe, among other things. Yeah. Tongues of fire are supposed to descend from the heavens to bestow these gifts on you. When I was 10, I didn't see any of this stuff, so I don't actually think it happened. I don't think I'm particularly wise either, so maybe the tongues of fire missed me on the way down. I don't know. Anyways, for that, you have to do some work in school, and you choose your patron saint whose name you're going to take. And I chose, I don't know why, John Bosco. Saint John Bosco.
And why did you choose St. John
I don't
Bosco?
know, Amy. I don't know. John Bosco apparently is the patron saint, or no, he's not patron saint. He was I think he was a French guy way back when, and he set up a school for like homeless boys or something.
Okay.
Why was I trying to be pretentious when I was 10 and choose some kind of double-barreled name when most saints just have one name, like Saint Francis or Saint, I don't know, Saint Amy, Saint Amy of the Nelson, Saint Mark of the White. I don't know, but I went with John Bosco.
All right.
My funny story. My brother, being even more pretentious, chose Saint Maximilian Kolbe.
Wow.
I know, no idea.
That's a mouthful.
It is, yes, but yeah. If I was to choose my own, to bring it back on topic, I would choose. Well, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Joe. I kind of like my own name.
Joe, David, John Bosco, Keegan. Wow.
Yeah, but if I was to choose my own and replace those 3 with something else, what would I choose?
We'll come back to you. Mark, if you got to choose your middle name, what would it be?
I'd want to redo my name completely, but anyway, that's another story. No, it's like it never really suited me. I felt like my name really didn't suit me. I never really did. I felt comfortable with it because it's Mark White, so it's ordinary. I've always wanted to do something else, but I always thought it was cool that, like the famous actor River Phoenix, like his whole family and Joaquin Phoenix and all of them, they all have very interesting names. And because they're from, I don't know if you know any of the family history, but they grew up sort of in a commune, in a hippie commune. And so all have very distinct, earthy, kind of hippie woo-woo names. And like Rain and River and whatnot. And I thought that would be kind of cool because my family, like my parents were kind of hippies. If they got to be a little bit more creative with my name, even like Forest or something, just something different, a little hippie woo woo. That's where I would have went. But I don't know.
I totally like that for you, like Mark hippie woo woo White.
Yes.
Thank you. Woo woo. I just woo woo for short, please.
Woo woo. Yeah. It's easy to say. Yeah. It rolls off the lips.
Woo woo woo.
Ooh.
It's also it has a lot of meanings in the dog language. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very fitting.
Woo woo woo. Yeah, I'm here for my xenolinguistic skills today. So bringing that
exactly.
Amy, did you give us your middle
Oh,
name, or did my wine get in the way of my memory?
yeah, no. Mark, very similar. I'm not happy with my name either. It's Amy Nelson, like so common. There were 5 Amy Nelsons enrolled at university that I went to. Like,
Oh,
come
wow.
on. So yeah, and then not to and to not have a middle name to, sort of separate me from other Amy Nelsons. Oh goodness. So I wish that my name was also a little more unique, and I thought May. I like May for a name. So, but I
Spider-Man.
wouldn't want that to be my middle name. I don't know. I've never
A May,
thought
like
about
an
it.
anagram of Amy.
Yes. And it's my birth month. So it's like so fitting. That's what, and I was like, yeah, Amy's good. I like the shortness of it. But I just wish the letters were rearranged to
Yeah.
May.
Yeah, your third middle name could be Yam
Oh, yes. Amy May Yam.
or Maya.
Amy May Yam. That's it. I love it.
Well, not
There you go.
Ahern.
Yeah, it is.
Ahern, comma May
Yes.
from Star Trek. Bring it back to Star Trek.
Discovery. There you
Yeah.
go. So back to Patrick Stewart. He was married, his first wife, Sheila Falconer, and they were
I think
married for
that's-
24
sorry,
years.
I think it was Falconer.
Falconer?
Like a
Yeah.
person that deals with falcons.
Oh, okay. All righty. And that's where they had 2 children, Daniel, who we have seen on the Inner Light. Yes. And his daughter, Sophia. Now, his second marriage, interestingly enough, was a producer of TNG, Wendy Noose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go in this. Yeah.
Noose. Okay. That was a short marriage, just 3 years that it lasted. However, his third marriage and current wife, Sunny Ozell, they got married in 2013 here in Nevada, which I can only assume Las Vegas. And his good friend Ian McClellan. Okay. Ian McKellen officiated that marriage. So that's fun.
I love Ian McKellen.
Yes.
I have met and been hugged by Ian McKellen.
No.
Magneto himself.
Mm.
Yes. Ian McKellen was doing a tour of schools in the UK as part of the kind of Stonewall Tie campaign to kind of promote LGBT rights. And he came to our school, and the teacher that organised our kind of LGBT committee in school said that I should come along. So I was brought in as the token gay teacher in the school. But Dawn, I'm going to name check her here, Dawn Wilson, who was that teacher at the time, introduced me to Sir Ian McKellen as our only openly gay teacher in the school, Joe Keegan. And I was like, okay. But do you know what? I think he really appreciated that. And he had been shaking everybody's hands along the line, and he just kind of embraced me in this really warm embrace, and it was lovely. And then we had a nice conversation about kind of acceptance and my experiences of teaching in a secondary school, which have been totally fine. There's never been any kind of negativity towards me.
No hazing or bullying.
Nothing at all.
No, very good.
But do you know what? It's 2022, so I would expect nothing less.
Well, what a wonderful experience with Sir Ian McKellen.
Yes. I had put in a little bit about the Order of the British Empire. Yeah. Just as an aside, yeah, anytime somebody's a sir, I'm always a bit averse to actually saying their knighthood bit, their Sir Patrick Stewart, because it really doesn't sit well with me that there are people given these titles when there's such poverty in the world. It really annoys me that we have a royal family and we have a monarchy and they're super rich and wealthy. But that's totally an aside. So we keep on, I suppose this is for our maybe our American listeners.
Yes, please.
That Sir Patrick Stewart, what does that Sir thing mean? It means that Sir Patrick Stewart is a knight of the British Empire. Okay, part of the Order of the British Empire, there are different ranks within it. So say I had done really good work as a teacher for many decades. The current monarch, the Queen, or now King Charles, might recognise me, or somebody might nominate me for an award, and King Charles might recognise that and give me an OBE, which is the lowest form of order. It's the Order of the British Empire. If I do some more exceptional work, I might get, I think it's a CBE is next up. And I can't remember what the C stands for. The names escaped me. Then, if you're really exceptional, typically you'll be looking at sports personalities, actors, scientists, ex-prime ministers will get a KBE, which is a knighthood.
Oh, wow.
If you're a man, you get a knighthood, and if you're a woman, you would be a dame.
Okay.
So you'll know some names. You'll know Dame Angela Lansbury.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you keep the name posthumously, the appellation posthumously. I don't know if she's, because Angela Lansbury just died, if she's still Dame Angela Lansbury. But we've got Sir Ian McKellen, Sir Patrick Stewart, Sir Sean Connery, Sir Paul McCartney,
Dame Judi Dench.
Dame Judi Dench, Dame Helen Mirren, Dame Maggie Smith. We originated the language. If you're familiar with Drag Race. Alec Guinness, Sir Alex Guinness, who was the original Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars. Yeah. Amy Nelson. Tell me you know David Attenborough.
I've never heard that name before.
No, really?
Who is he?
Computer
You've never
open
what planet
Amy
Earth?
Nelson's- Yeah. Computer open, airlock. Space. Oh, look at Amy Nelson's eyes pop. Her blood is frozen. Yes. Amy, you might not recognize the name. You all know his work. He is a TV documentary maker, and he is an environmentalist. Anytime you've seen a BBC documentary about life on Earth or the environment, it's pretty much going to be David Attenborough.
He's got a great new one on Apple TV Plus worth checking out, where he talks about dinosaurs.
Oh,
So, yeah,
okay.
very interesting.
Yeah, he's known for, I think, the production of these wildlife documentaries. It's so kind of minimally invasive on their environment. They'll set up cameras for months at a time just to capture one shot of like some endangered species giving birth.
Yeah, they did for Apple TV. They set up the cameras 16 million years ago and just waited for the dinosaurs.
Oh.
So, I mean, they had to go back in time. It was this whole thing. So, yeah.
It's very impressive. Amy, you'll know him. David Attenborough happens to be the brother of Sir Richard Attenborough, who is a very famous actor. I'm not sure if he's still alive. I want to say he is still alive, but I've got a vague recollection that he might have died. He was the old guy in the Jurassic Park movies, the guy with the white beard that created the first Jurassic Park.
It's full circle with the dinosaurs.
Exactly, yeah. Claim to fame as Sir Richard Attenborough, David Attenborough's brother, arrived at Glasgow Airport once many decades ago, and my dad was his taxi driver.
Neat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't meet him at the time. My dad just took him to the place he was staying in north of Glasgow. So yeah, cool. So that is basically the British Order of the British Empire in a nutshell, listeners. Google it if you're interested in knowing more details about that. I'm not an expert. I literally Googled it myself earlier. Amy, what are we talking about next? Maybe his acting life and awards.
Yeah, we can go through that. I found it again wonderful. I love hearing stories about how teachers influence. And Patrick Stewart is credited his elementary school English teacher who put a copy of Shakespeare in my hand and said, "Now get up on your feet and perform." And so at 19 years old is his first stage credit in 1959 at the Bristol Theatre Royal and the play Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yeah, Amy nailed it. Nailed
Thank
something
you.
for the
I was
first time.
practicing.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie.
I was on
Cyrano
my
de
on my
Bergerac.
toes.
Is there not a TNG link there? Is Barclay not rehearsing Cyrano
Yes.
de Bergerac at some
Yes.
point
Yes.
in an episode? Yeah. Oh, wow. Full circle again. That's
Is
two
that the
full
episode
circles in-
he turns into the holodeck, or he gets plugged into the holodeck and takes over the computer? Isn't that episode?
I think that might be the one where they get transported to
The Nth Degree is
the
that
Nth
one.
Degree. That's the one, yeah. I'm sure it is. I only watched that the other evening. Amy, to come back to your point about inspirational teachers, that one phrase made a career.
Yeah.
I'm reading that as now get up on your feet and perform.
Yeah.
It's all those little extra things that teachers do that totally
That
make it
you
worth
don't
it.
even know would have an impact. Marina has shared a story with me of the teacher who was influential to get her into acting. So I just love hearing that. And yes, teachers make a difference. So also in 1967, he made his TV debut appearance on the BBC Coronation Street.
Is Coronation Street on the BBC?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not
Oh,
sure. I don't
okay.
watch British soaps. But yeah, Coronation Street is one of the longest running. I think it's the longest running TV show in the
Ever?
whole entire world.
Mm.
There's something like a bajillion episodes. It's been running since like the early 1950s. I think. I'm not a fan. It's been on in many houses that I've been in many times, so I know the characters. Ian McKellen's been in it as well.
Mhm.
I think was Joan Collins in it at one point.
I mean,
Maybe.
isn't everyone on it
Do you know what I mean?
eventually?
It's just one of those things
Yeah.
where it's just such a staple of
Mm.
British household life. If you're into soaps, you watch one of the main four, like is it Coronation Street or Emmerdale or EastEnders. They're all the same kind of show.
Right.
It's life on a typical British street. It's in some point in England. That's interesting. I didn't know he was in Coronation Street. It's not going to make me want to watch it though.
Yeah.
I despise soaps. Sorry, listeners, if you like them.
Well, and that was, back in 1967, you'd have a lot to.
I wasn't even born yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Robert A. Justman, that name rings a bell with me. Is he a Star Trek dude?
Yep. He's a producer on TNG and was on the original. But so, yeah, the first of TNG.
Yep. I get it. So how is Robert H. Justman linked to Patrick Stewart? Amy?
So, yeah, he was attending at UCLA a literary reading who Patrick Stewart happened to be at and performing. And so Robert Justman approached him and sweet talked him and said, hey, you need to, be our captain for this reboot of Star Trek. Well, Patrick Stewart didn't really know anything about Star Trek. And Justman came at him with a 6-year contract, which I'm so curious to know if everyone else got 6 years. And then I'm also curious as to when it was extended. But Patrick Stewart agreed to this thinking, this is not going to go anywhere. I can, agree to this. It's going to flop. And then I can go back to theater acting, which is really his true love. So that's why he signed, because he thought the show was going to be a flop. We've heard a lot of actors say that about Star Trek.
I'm so curious, why in your right mind would you sign a 6-year contract for something that was brand new?
Right.
Because it might last the 6 years and you might absolutely hate it, but be contractually tied in. That I don't know if that was really brave or really foolhardy.
Yeah.
But yeah, can you imagine if he'd said no? We might have Genevieve Bujold or something as
Oh Lord.
Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Luckily for us that it didn't flop, and he stayed for the 7 years.
Yes.
But that's interesting. Cool. Notable works, like even more than Jean-Luc Picard, I know Patrick Stewart is playing Gurney Halleck in David Lynch's Dune in 1984.
Joe, it was you who told me about this. And
Uh-huh.
didn't we watch the movie together when I visited you?
Were we drinking wine at the time? Because if we were, then I'm not entirely sure.
Yes,
But
we were. And I think you were sort of preparing and popping in and out of the movie. We were doing dinner. But yes, yes, watching that. And you were like, "You've never seen Dune?" I was like, "Oh, yeah." Well,
I have that listed in my portion of the notes as well, because I'm going to be honest, in comparison to the modern take on Dune, David Lynch's version is kind of comedic. I don't think it's supposed to be that way, but the characters I find to be a little over the top. There's rock stars in there. There's a whole bunch happening, and I just find it amusing to watch. And I don't really take it as seriously as like the modern take. Now, I'm not saying that to say that it's not good. It's good in its own way. It's just I find it to be amusing.
When did
agree
you
with
see
that.
it for the first time, Mark?
I watched it after the new one. I was like, oh, I should go back and watch the original now that because I loved Dennis Villeneuve's take on it. So I was like, oh, I'll go check out David Lynch's, because I do like David Lynch and Twin Peaks and all that stuff. So I was like, oh, I'll check it out. And then I was like, wow, this is a lot.
I think, see, if you dig into like the production history of the 1984 Dune, it was destined not to work. There were so many infighting, and like the cinematographer wanted to do it his way, the director wanted to do it his way, and there was just so many problems with it. So we got what we got at the end of the day. For all its flaws, I originally saw it probably not long after 1984. After its original release, and I was a child. I was maybe about 10 or 11. I didn't know what I was watching. I didn't know Dune was a book by Frank Herbert, published in 1965 originally. I just saw this kind of weird desert-based kind of sci-fi thing that, as a sci-fi fan, I kind of really enjoyed. I was attracted to it in some way. And then a lot later, maybe when I was 18, 19, I saw it again. And I was like, I remember that from when I was a child. And then we had the internet by that point, so I looked it up. I didn't Google it because this was pre-Google. It was Netscape Navigator, Yahoo search, that kind of idea. Looked it up, turned out it was a book. Bought the book and read it, and it made me the human that I am today. It changed my very consciousness.
Oh wow!
It elevated me to a new stage of existence.
Joe?
I love,
Oh, quick question. With that said, because I find a lot of similarities to Dune with Asimov's Foundation series. Now, have you checked that out at all?
I have not read the Foundation series, but I love the TV show.
Okay.
The TV show is, if it's anything like the books, the TV show is just, you've seen the TV show, yeah?
Oh, I'm the one that got Amy to watch it after months and months of begging. Yeah.
So huge. Just there's a scale to it, the way they've produced it. It's just so magnificent and huge, and I feel like I'm watching something really special.
Yeah.
Just because it is so big.
You and I should podcast that sometime.
Let's make that a plan. To come back to my point about David Lynch's Dune, there's just a really special place in my heart for Dune. And now knowing Patrick Stewart as Jean-Luc Picard, seeing him in Dune, it makes it even more special. We've got Sting in it as well. Sting is that rock star that you mentioned. Sting plays my brain is not working. Sting plays Harkonnen, the youngest nephew. What's his name?
Is the same character that John Batista played in the new one, correct?
No, Dave Bautista plays the Beast Raban.
Oh, okay.
Harkonnen, his older brother. Sting plays. I'm going to Google it because it's going to annoy me.
Computer. Hello,
Fade
computer?
Routher. Yeah, okay. So Sting plays the character of Fade Routher, Harkonnen. We also have some other Star Trek alums in Dune. Thingamajig. Brad Dourif who plays Lon Suder in Voyager. Now the serial killer, the Betazoid serial killer in Voyager. Do you remember? No?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Very memorable character.
Yes. He plays the twisted Menta of the Harkonnen, Piter de Vries in Dune. So there's so many Star Trek links, and I just every year I'll rewatch Dune. There's a really extended version that's like 4 hours long, and I love it.
Yes, this is now turned into a Dune podcast.
Sorry, I know, get me off topic. Go.
But no, listeners, when I stayed with Joe in his guest room, it has bookshelves, multiple 5, 6 bookshelves. And yes, there's a lot of Star Trek, but there are 3, 4 entire shelves of books of Dune, movies, your big production stuff, like all of your Dune stuff is quite impressive.
Thank you, Amy. I love Dune. It's my next. So I love sci-fi, so like everything's my favorite franchise.
Yeah.
I will say that Sir Patrick Stewart's work in The Christmas Carol is my definitive go-to for the holidays. Like if I'm going to watch Christmas Carol.
Talking about Christmas Carol, have you seen Spirited?
So good.
It's so funny.
That came up. Kevin recommended that during my It's Green podcast to check out. I have yet to see it, but it's been recommended by Santa. So
yes, that's right.
The other Christmas recommendation I have to make that people should be forced to watch is the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special on Disney Plus.
Oh, I still need to watch that.
Oh,
yes.
You have to watch it. I cried and laughed and cried and laughed and cried and laughed and then kind of laughed and cried and laughed and cried. It's just so. It made Christmas feel very special, and I watched it in November.
Isn't there there's a cameo from Captain Jack Sparrow, and it's controversial because it was filmed after the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. It's a background person dressed as Jack Sparrow. Anyway.
Oh, I missed that. I have to watch more closely. So,
what else? You know, Patrick Stewart has also done some voice acting.
I suppose we have to talk about the other things that we know Patrick Stewart for, don't we?
Like
Patrick Stewart played Gurney Halleck in David Lynch's Dune in 1984.
Oh my gosh. Listeners, fast forward.
We know him as playing Professor Charles Xavier.
Yes, and I love him in that role. Love. Every single movie. I love it. He does great. I love the X-Men movies.
Because Patrick Stewart looks like the comic book version of Professor X. Yeah, I know he's bald, but so all bald people look the same. But yeah, it's such a good casting choice.
All right, so I'm going to take the helm here for a second. Patrick Stewart was honored by the ASPCA in 2021 for the Pitbull Advocate and Protector Award. His voice has helped raise more awareness about dogfighting, harmful stereotypes, and breed-specific legislations. And so that's why he was honored. He also fought to have Pitbull included in the Picard series. Because he just wanted people to see those dogs in a more positive light, and so that was his mandate. So I thought that was really cool. He's also a noted atheist, and he has publicly advocated for the right to assisted suicide, petitioned for the dignity in dying, which not a lot of stuff is said about that, but I think it's really important work because people have the right to choose their life and also how they die. So I'm all for that.
Yeah, when I found this, it really warmed my heart. And I love both of that. And his number one, right? His pit bull. And his work with that has been really, truly wonderful. So I'm very impressed with what he's choosing to support. I think it's great.
Yeah, that dog fighting thing is my biggest fear because we leave the dogs at home during the day for like 8 hours. They're fine, they sleep most of the day because they're old, but like my fear is that somebody steals them away and I always just imagine Jadzia in a dog fighting pit and her bouncing on at Bambi having a great time, thinking it's a great game. I think that's the way my brain gets around it. By thinking Jadzia is just, oh look, this big giant rabid dog's chasing me. I'm just going to lollygag around. That's a great thing to support. Dogs are, if you don't have children, dogs are your family. Dogs are my children.
So one of the reasons I wanted to beam onto the Galaxy class today is because I thought you guys might have skipped over an important part of Sir Patrick Stewart's life, and that would be his work in comedy. And when I brought it up, I knew Amy didn't know much about it. Now, Joe, were you aware of a lot of his comedy or no?
No, I absolutely not. No.
Okay, so I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as possible so our listeners don't get stuck on a 2-hour podcast. But in 1966, Stewart became a member of the Royal Shakespeare Company. He made his Broadway theater debut in 1971 with a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, which arguably is one of Shakespeare's most famous comedies. In 1993, he played King Richard in the comedy Robin Hood Men in Tights. In February of 1994, with musical guest Salt and Pepper, Stewart hosted Saturday Night Live. And I do want to point out some memorable sketches that he did. His opening monologue was also funny because it featured him not knowing anything about Star Trek, which it's on YouTube. Check it out. It's funny. He also had a really funny sketch, Sexy Cakes Erotic Bakery, where Sir Patrick played the owner of the bakery, and cakes included woman go to the bathroom, vanilla cake, woman going to the bathroom, chocolate cake, man on man lemon meringue, which ended up just being women going to the bathroom, a woman squatting behind some bushes, lady using a marzipan porta potty, and woman and a man going to the bathroom. So, which those are the only cakes you could get at the Sexy Cakes Erotic Bakery. So that was kind of funny. Had you guys seen any of the SNL sketches that he did?
I've seen the Love Boat one.
Okay.
Is that SNL?
That was Saturday Night Live. Yeah, he did the
And
Love Boat
I
sketch.
have the cosplay of that skit.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool uniforms. They're all white like you would see on a cruise ship, but they had the TNG
blue,
color blocks. Yeah.
Yeah. I have the blue one, obviously, Troy.
Yeah. I love seeing Tim Meadows in that as Geordie. He was hilarious. And the 10 forward set there. They also had a nightclub scene where Sir Patrick Stewart is the security guard for Michael Jackson. And he's trying to find girls for Michael Jackson to hang out with, But every time he finds a girl for Michael, Michael has no idea what to do. He just sort of is very confused by what to say to women, which is the whole joke. Because I think this is when, at that point, it was the mid-90s. Michael had gone full tilt into Crazy Land. So,
And Michael Jackson actually plays himself in this.
Yes.
Oh wow, there's so much for me to watch. I've got cakes about people going to the bathroom and Michael Jackson with girls that he doesn't know what to do with.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I understand his comedy. You're describing, I'm like, oh boy.
Oh, it's hilarious. That's also on YouTube. It's very funny.
I think a lot of the comedy is that it's just so inane and out there that It's so
That's what I love
far-fetched
about
and
it.
just stupid that it's funny and it's insanity.
Well, you guys might prefer his stint on Frasier. In 2003, he was on Frasier. He played Alistair Burke, who was, I guess, a theater director. And Frasier, who is heterosexual, pretended to be gay and to date Alistair simply so he could get some really good theater tickets. And so that might be more up your alley. And it was really fun to see Sir Patrick Stewart playing a gay character, a gay theater owner. He did a fantastic job in that.
No, I
Yeah.
don't like the gays. No, don't
No,
like myself.
I didn't think you would.
Yeah,
I knew you were a notorious
hard
homophobe.
pass on that. Yeah.
In 2005, and this is one of my favorites, he played himself in Ricky Gervais's HBO Extras, where he famously wanted to star in a movie where he could make every woman he meets suddenly lose their clothes. And his quote in that is, "Well, I've seen everything." And that's also on YouTube. Very, very funny.
That's another example where it's just silly and stupid. Patrick Stewart's character, Patrick Stewart's playing himself, so he writes a script based on the powers that Professor Xavier has from the X-Men, but he has those powers in real life, and basically he uses those powers to make women get naked. So he gets to see them naked, and it's just so stupid.
But he's like a secret agent character. And so
Yes.
there's this one part where he is in Iraq and he rescues these women who have been just imprisoned and all their clothes had rotted off. And so
Yes,
they're flying
naked,
back
yes.
in the helicopter and, taking a glance in the rearview mirror, and he sees the women and they're back there. And of course, one's bending over and there's two of them, kissing each other. But, he's seeing everything.
So stupid. Why do helicopters have rear view mirrors? I wonder.
You need that
doesn't
in
make
a battle
sense.
situation, I guess.
Of course, yeah, and of course Patrick Stewart playing himself is driving the helicopter. When he drives the helicopter, yeah.
There's a few more comedy stints that I'm just going to bring up quick. I'm going to run through them. He was in Romeo and Juliet, the animated series, Ice Age. He was in Ted. He was in Futurama. He was in The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, Robot Chicken, Charlie's Angels, the new one as Bosley, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and the Emoji Movie, where of course he played the distinguished Poop. So did you guys see any of those?
I've seen the Emoji Movie. Yeah, it didn't occur to me at the time that he was playing the Poop emoji. Is like quite suave and debonair. The Poop emoji has a little bow tie on. It's quite fancy looking. I watched it earlier just to make sure I got the reference. So yeah, is that not the most egregious error in casting, to cast Patrick Stewart as a poop?
Well, it sounds like, according to what he finds funny, this is right up his alley.
Yeah. And I don't think he's been cast as a comedy actor. I think he's been cast to in comedies to play his straight self in that juxtaposition of funny and that straight-lacedness is what makes it funny.
Oh yeah, great comedy needs a straight man. Always in the history of comedy, you look back, Laurel and Hardy and whatnot. There's always somebody that's the straight man is to play off the bombastic sidekick. Yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't do anything that's slapstick. It's just stupid. It's always just very straight down the line.
Well, I would say one of my favorite comedies that he's been involved with was from he had 2 seasons, 2015 to 2016. He starred as Walter Blunt in the Star show Blunt Talk. Have you guys seen that?
I've seen season 1, haven't I? I have, I'm sure.
Well, he played respected newsman Walter Blunt, and so during the day he did that, but then at night, oh wow, Walter Blunt got crazy. He hung out with prostitutes and drug addicts. He had some strange S&M thing going on with his male personal assistant. One of the most memorable scenes for me is like, I think the first episode, he gets in a drunken car crash with a transvestite prostitute, and he thinks, that it's a woman, and when he realizes it's not, and I love this, he doesn't care. He's like, whatever. So that was really cool. And then also over the years, he's also made a lot of appearances in late night comedy shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live, Conan, and The Graham Norton Show, all of which you can find on YouTube. And they are so funny because, again, you like to make great comedy, you need a straight man, and he does it so well in all the ridiculous situations.
That's so true. I'd never really thought of him as a comedian necessarily, but I think that's that point about comedy needing that straight-laced person. He just delivers the lines, but it's more the scenario's funny. Mm-hmm. The things that he's given it's funny rather than what he's saying is funny, I think. Amy, I'm getting the impression that you're not a fan of the comedy, but
yeah, like I said, it's not my cup of
tea.
Earl Grey.
Earl Grey, yeah. That's
what he said about one of the cakes. One sexy cakes. Somebody came in and ordered one of the sexy cakes of the lady's pooping, and Sir Patrick and the guy was mortified, and Sir Patrick was like, "Well, I guess that's not your cup of tea." And he looks at the camera, and it was really funny, like a nod to the audience.
That is funny for me, not for Amy. Yeah. So that was a bit of a journey through Sir Patrick Stewart's life and his works. And Amy Nelson's face looks like it wants to say something.
Well, yeah, I really am so glad that we are starting this series because we talk so much about the characters and the development of the characters. And now we're going to explore the actors, like what makes them. And through my research, it is very evident how much passion Patrick Stewart has for acting, both on theater and television and movies. And how wonderful is it that he gets to make money doing his passion? Like, that's the best. And I am very fascinated to learn about his life in comedy, which I had no idea. Makes me look at him a little different light, a more well-rounded person. So I really, and thank you, Mark, for coming on and bringing this to light. I still am trying to understand where his comedy comes from because I just don't see it. But I'm glad that he gets to explore so many different aspects of his life. So
there's going to be a couple of Galaxy Class listeners because of this that will check out some of his comedy sketches.
Oh, yeah.
And out of the couple, there might be one that laughs. And for that one, you're...
Yeah, thanks for reminding us that we have 2 listeners, Mark.
So, Mark, what about your final thoughts?
I find it quite apropos that I am here while you guys are beginning a new series. Because as you know,
that's a little in-joke over at AGT.
Yes, on All Good Things, I notoriously keep throwing new series at Amy, and here I am on Galaxy Class to launch a brand new series. So that's exciting. It was so fun talking to both of you guys today. So thanks for having me on.
Oh, no, thank you, Mark. Yeah, do you know what? There's something about, I like the characters actors play. I think I've always thought it's okay for us to delve into the details of the characters. But then when there's a part of me that feels a little bit uncomfortable when it talks about them as real people. In their personal lives and like who they've been married to and where they were born and their parents and their brothers and I don't know the fact they made a poop cake. It feels almost a bit intrusive, like we're being the paparazzi But I'm aware that we're doing it just out of love for the actor that brought us such a beloved character. So it's certainly a very strange experience. It almost feels a bit gossipy. I don't know if that's true, but
You
that's the
know,
way
I
I'm
was
feeling.
sort of thinking that, Joe, and it's like, yeah, if we post this, do I dare tag him on Twitter? Like, what if he listens? Like, what are they talking about? This isn't me. It's like, why are they talking about me?
If we've learned one thing about the cast, is that Sir Patrick Stewart has a sense of humor. And if he listened, he would be reminiscing and laughing and smiling, and I don't think that he would be offended at all.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart's one of our 2 listeners.
Yes.
Make it so.
That was the worst English I've ever heard.
You think everything's the worst, Joe. I've listened to this podcast, unlike you.
It's really the worst.
Yeah, I can do no accent on this podcast.
Amy, Nelson, that's because you can do no accents in real life.
This is the captain. Senior officers will report to my ready room immediately.
We would love to hear your thoughts on today's episode, and if you think we should have Mark back on, and hope you'll join our Facebook group, the BQN Collective, to continue our discussion there. And let us know if Mark's been worth it. You can also tweet your thoughts on at Galaxy Class Pod, and you'll find us on Twitter and Instagram at BQN Podcasts. And let us know what you think about Amy Nelson's accents throughout the many, many, many hundreds of episodes of Galaxy Class.
So listeners, please hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a star rating and a written review. That helps others to find the show. You can also follow the entire network's podcast with our master feed by searching BQN. And why would you do that? Well, this way you won't miss any of our fine shows like All Good Things,
Ooh.
which you should be listening to. Union Federation, again, which you should be listening to. History with the Szilagys, Infinite Diversity, Sasquatch, Mickey's Marvels, Truckspurts Quiz, and What's the Tea Bev? So, Mark, where can people find you when you are imagining every woman's clothes falling off?
I've seen everything.
Mark's not doing that. Mark is not doing that. On the same basis that I am not doing that. Like, you're not doing that, Amy. Nobody here is imagining every woman's clothes falling off.
Very true.
Yes.
I mean, no.
Every man's clothes falling off, maybe.
If I'm in a scared situation, though, or I have something coming up, I got to talk in front of people, picturing everybody with their clothes off. It's supposed to help. So, I was really nervous about today's podcast coming on with both of you legends in the podcast world. So I had to be both naked. I had to.
That is so funny.
That's the only way I could get through it. Amy, kudos, by the way. Okay. So when I'm not doing that, you can find me the BQN Collective Facebook group. I love posting memes and stuff on there and interacting with our fans. I also, you can, if you become a patron of the network on Patreon, I host a show called It's Green. It's kind of like this. I'm a little free and loose, and I have a lot of cool guests on that I interview, and we have great discussions. And there's always a cocktail moment at the end. So it's great. Worth checking out. And you can find me on Twitter at MarkWhite207 and Instagram as well if you want, mw.207. So there's that. And Joe, where can people find you when you are not watching the 4-hour edition of Doom?
Oh, that happens once a year. But when I'm not doing that or thinking about how free and loose Mark is, you can not the Twitter, because I don't want to. I had to use Twitter this morning to post the socials for Galaxy Class, and bugged deep within my soul. So you can get me on Instagram at joeyjoe77uk. You can email me joepodcast@gmail.com. You can get me like in my house or on the BQN Collective on Facebook. That'd be cool if you did that. Amy, where can people find you when you're not pondering whether or not Patrick Stewart is circumcised or uncircumcised?
Oh my gosh. I did see that clip.
Yes, you did. Yes, it wasn't comedy. It was a discussion between him and his wife
Yes, it was.
on Graham Norton.
Well, when I'm
course,
not
Graham
doing
Norton.
that, you can find me here in the network where I'm co-hosting All Good Things with the lovely Mark White. Also co-hosting Union Federation, which talks about the new Star Trek and the Orville. And I am on Twitter at Miss Amy Nelson, but my favorite place right there on Facebook in the BQN Collective.
So is he circumcised or not circumcised?
Well, the story, he was on Graham Norton's show, and I can't remember who was it. I think he was convinced he was, and his wife looked at him and says, "You're not," or vice versa. And
Yeah,
they
I think it was. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
He said he's not, and his wife's like, "No, you definitely are." And they argued with it, and his wife showed him pictures of other people that had been or had not been, and they came to some kind of conclusion. There's a big funny story of the evening on a Graham Norton episode. So.
Oh, well, we should have those pictures for bonus content on Patreon. Speaking of, if you'd like to see those pictures, or if you'd like to help keep all of our shows.
We're trying to get Patrick Stewart on as a guest one day, like in the distant future. Mark, please help us.
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
That would have been a good segue. Anyway, if you'd like to help us keep all of our shows coming to you each week, you can become a patron of the network on Patreon. We are putting out more exclusive content for our patrons that you won't want to miss, like It's Green with me or Amy's Math Moments with Amy. With a monthly Patreon subscription of $5 or more, you can join our meetings of the Hive Mind on the second Saturday of each month. And this month is Amy's month. Watch your Patreon messages for details if you feel so inclined. Also, check out the details on patreon.com/BQN. And a huge shout out to our very own associate producers, Jim McMahon and Davey Willett. We are so grateful for your support. You guys rock. And check out Davey on the Trexperts quiz. It's amazing.
At this time, we would like to thank our executive producers who make this all possible, and a special thanks to Mark White for our artwork each and every week, and for Joe Keegan, our wonderful closing show music.
That's me and you, Mark.
Yay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I made it. Thank you for beaming aboard the Galaxy class. And until next time.
By that point, I've seen everything.
Great joy and gratitude.
And before that, I just looked at them and all their clothes fell off. We're so stupid.
Terrible.
Terrible humans. But can you? I'm kind of offended on his behalf. Oh, sorry. Let's pause for a minute. Dogs are just back from the groomers.
Okay.
Cooper's all short. Cooper, did you get a groom?
Oh, cool.
Good boy. Good buddy.
What a cutie pie.
Oh, and you smell. I can smell you from here. You smell of Christmas.
Oh my goodness. What a handsome dog. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Cooper, he's 12. He's a wee old dog, aren't he?
He's beautiful.
No.
And so
He
soft
likes
looking.
loves until he doesn't.
Yes, until he mauls you and rips your hand off, because that's what he does.
He does.
Hiya.
But he's a lover.
I'm sorry. I put you in the... or they've used like cinnamon, like mulled wine spice perfume on them. Oh, it smells amazing. So I have to go and smell my dog. Hiya, you be quiet. I'm podcasting, okay? Shh. Okay, cool. Deal.
Do you think he got more interest in it because of Star Trek, because of his years working on The Next Generation? And because you heard the stories that season 1, he was very everybody else was trying to get him riled up. And then eventually he gave into it, like season 2 and 3, where he just started be funny behind the scenes as well. So do you think that helped foster his love of comedy, or at least his ability to let loose and take himself less seriously?
I had to, I think, because he was a Shakespearean actor before, wasn't he? So you learn the lines, you go and deliver it, and you do your job. But with moving to Hollywood, and you're living and working with a bunch of like your crew essentially, who wanted to carry on. I don't think you can do a really serious job like be the crew of the Enterprise without carrying on and liking each other's company and having a bit of shenanigans. Like it's kind of, I think that's what gives us the idea that they are family. That the off camera kind of stupidity that they had around each other kind of comes through. You can see that they might just be really good actors, but I think you can see that they genuinely enjoy each other's company through all of it. Amy, anything to add?